Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the 14th session of our series on Bhagavad Gita. आज का हमारा ये सेशन आखिरी सेशन है. It is the last session of our series, and thank you so much for your patience and kind of being with me through the series, through all the sessions. It was lovely interacting with you, answering your questions and queries. And I think it's time that we all should congratulate each other for persisting with our efforts to explore Gita and try and see if we can apply it to our life. Because just अगर हम सीखेंगे, अगर हम इंटेलेक्चुअली समझेंगे, लेकिन अगर इसको हम अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे अपने लाइफ में, अपने एक्शंस में, अपने चॉइसेस में, अपने डिसीजंस में, तो इसका इम्पैक्ट कुछ नहीं होने वाला. यू रिमेंबर वी हैड पिक्ड अप इन द फर्स्ट फ्यू सेशंस कि आइडिया इज इन इटसेल्फ ज़ीरो. Understanding in itself is zero. Idea plus action creates opportunity, creates possibility of growth, and it is commitment to action that drives the results, right? Idea plus action plus commitment equal to business. So आप इस गीता में 17 सेशंस, 17 अध्याय और 13 सेशंस से मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. इसके लिए आप सभी का बहुत बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस टू ऑल ऑफ यू. बट देन माई रिक्वेस्ट इज़ कि बस ये समझे नहीं, बट हम अब सभी को, ये रिक्वेस्ट इज़ टू माई सेल्फ एज वेल, दैट वी ऑल काइंड ऑफ ट्राई एंड अप्लाई ऑल दैट वी हैव लर्न टू आवर लाइफ, to our decision making, to our choice taking, moments that come within our life. With that, let me begin the 18th chapter over this session. That's the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And before I do, I wanted to draw your attention to one key aspect of our life. A very interesting facet of our life. हमारे जीवन से लेके जीवन को लेके एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सा ऐसा एक नज़रिया है, एक पर्सपेक्टिव है जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, और जो हमने काफ़ी हद तक पहले डिस्कस भी किया है. इन द अर्लियर सेशंस वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस दिस, एंड द थिंग इज़ द फैक्ट दैट जब हम पैदा होते हैं, when we are born, the moment we are born, we are given certain things by default. जब हम पैदा होते हैं तो हमको बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट कुछ चीज़ें मिलती है, राइट? तो उन्हीं चीज़ों को मैं बस एक्सप्लोर करना चाहूँगा टू बिगिन अवर कन्वर्जेशन टुडे. तो फर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट वी गेट इज़ द सिचुएशन, the circumstances that we are born in, the family that we are born in, the condition, the commercial, condition of the family that we are born in, the financial, sorry, not the commercial, my bad, the financial condition of the family that we are born in, the culture that we are born into, the maturity of the parents that we are born to, in terms of what kind of culture, what kind of upbringing they can impart on us, and what kind of individuals they make us to be, the influences that we get from the relatives, from the people around, from the society we are born in, from the religion that we are born in, and so on and so forth, right? So the literal like multi-dimensionality of the situation and the consequences and the circumstances that we face while we are born, the things that we are born into, and through the life that we face, क्या क्या चीज़ें हमारे साथ में होती है, द सिचुएशंस दैट अनफोल्ड इन आवर लाइफ. ये सब चीज़ें जो हम पैदा होते हैं हमको मिलती है और आगे भी मिलती रहती है, इनका एजेंट क्या है, व्हाट ब्रिंग्स इट टू अस, क्या है जो हमको ये चीज़ें देता है, राइट? दैट इज़ नथिंग बट अवर पास्ट एक्शंस. वी हैव लर्न दिस, वी हैव पिक्ड इट अप फ्रॉम द अर्लियर सेशंस कि हमारे ही पुराने जो एक्शंस हैं, हमारे ही एक्शंस हैं, वही हमारे फ्यूचर कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस को लीड करते हैं. आज अगर मैंने कोई गलत डिसीजन लिया तो उसका कोई नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट जो है वो सिचुएशन या कॉन्सिक्वेंस या चॉइस बन के मेरे सामने आगे इन फ्यूचर आने वाला है, राइट? सो एक तो है कि मेरे ही डिसीजंस मेरे ही एक्शंस मुझे इस स्टेज पे लेके आते हैं. और आप कहोगे कि जब मैं पैदा हुआ तब तक तो मैंने कोई एक्शंस ही नहीं किए. द मोमेंट आई वॉज बॉर्न, मैंने तो कोई एक्शन ही नहीं किया, तो मेरे सामने मेरे जो सिचुएशंस कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज हैं वो मेरे एक्शन का रिजल्ट कैसे है, राइट? सो दिस इज़ वेयर आई वुड देन रिक्वेस्ट यू टू गो थ्रू द अर्लियर सेशन, 13th सेशन, जहाँ पे हमने पुनर्जन्म, रीबर्थ और द कार्मिक साइकिल की बात की थी कि जो हमारा जो जैविक बॉडी है, द फिजिकल बॉडी इज़ वन थिंग, and the Jaivik body is another, and the Atman, the Paramatman, the supreme consciousness that gives us life is the third, facet of our constitution, of what makes us, isn't it? तो हम जब मरते हैं, the point of time of death, the moment of death, at that time हमारा जो जैविक सेल्फ है, whatever is our जैविक बॉडी, उसके जो इम्पल्सेस है, उसके जो इंस्टिंक्ट्स है, उसके जो डिज़ायर्स है, at that point of time वो वही बॉडी चूज़ करता है, वो वही फैमिली, वही वूम्ब सिलेक्ट करता है कि जहाँ पे उसके वो डिज़ायर्स, उसके वो एस्पिरेशंस, उसके जो इम्पल्सेस हैं वो वहाँ फुलफिल हो, राइट. सो ही और शी, द जीव हैज़ नो ही और शी, राइट. द जीव इज़ जस्ट an imprint of all your impulses and instincts and desires. वो जो imprint है, वो imprint looks for the right physical bodies, right womb, which will help him or her fulfill those aspirations. So automatically it means the situations, the consequences that we are born into has is an outcome of all that our instincts and impulses that we are leaving with while we die in the previous life. This is one aspect of Punarjanma. That's why I'm mentioning very specifically past actions here. But then I've also mentioned arrow of life. ये arrow of life क्या है? Arrow of life is a complex thing, but if I have to explain, मैं डेस्टिनी भी बोल सकता था इसको, लेकिन मैंने जानबूझ के डेस्टिनी नहीं कहा, बिकॉज डेस्टिनी के आजकल बहुत ही सिंपलिस्टिक से मायने लिए जाते हैं कि हमारे साथ जो भी होता है वो डेस्टिनी है, एक्सेप्ट एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड, राइट. दैट्स प्रॉब्ली नॉट द राइट वे टू लुक एट इट. बट जैसे हमारे पास्ट एक्शंस हैं जो हमको कोई कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हमारे सामने लेके आते हैं, वी लिव इन अ वर्ल्ड वहाँ पे जहाँ पे देर आर जस्ट सो मेनी पीपल अराउंड अस, just millions and billions of life forms around us, जिनके भी पास्ट एक्शंस कुछ कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस लेके आने वाले, राइट. अब इन सारे ही इंडिविजुअल्स के एक्शंस जब सोशल स्फेयर में एक पब्लिक स्पेस में एक आउटकम लेके आते हैं, दैट क्रिएट्स सिचुएशंस फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. अब इसका अगर मैं सिंपल एग्जांपल दूँ तो अगर किसी एक बंदे ने कचरा फेंक दिया पब्लिक स्पेस में, तो वो उसका एक्शन is going to impact him or her in terms of his or her own social premise being dirty. But then उस एरिया में आजू बाजू में जितने भी लोग रहते हैं उनको भी वो कचरे का इम्पैक्ट है. इवन दैट इज़ एन इम्पैक्ट फॉर अदर्स ऑल्सो, राइट. तो किसी और का एक्शन भी आपको इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है, आपका एक्शन किसी और को इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है, बिकॉज वी लिव इन अ वर्ल्ड वेयर वी आर शेयरिंग दिस यूनिवर्स, शेयरिंग दिस लाइफ, शेयरिंग दिस एग्जिस्टेंस विद एवरीबडी एल्स. तो हम सभी के एक्शंस हम सभी को इन सम वे impact कर रहे हैं. there is a consequentiality of all our individual actions, and the impact is for all. There is a universality of outcomes and impact of all the combination of individual actions, है ना. so उसको हम कहते हैं arrow of life. and ये arrow of life इसलिए because it's always moving forward, पीछे नहीं जाने वाला, सो इट्स ऑलवेज मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. एरो ऑफ टाइम जैसे कहते हैं कि हम पास्ट में नहीं जा सकते, हम फ्यूचर में अपने आप जाते रहते हैं, वैसे ही एरो ऑफ लाइफ है. ऑल द एक्शंस आर गोइंग टू लीड टू कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज विच विल ऑल हैव टू फेस एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड विद. आज अगर हमारा एनवायरनमेंट ख़राब हुआ है, आज अगर पॉल्यूशन का एक लेवल सबसे ज़्यादा है, आज अगर इंडिया में करप्शन है, आज अगर इंडिया में गरीबी है, आज अगर इंडिया में गंदगी है, सो इट इज़ नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ वन और टू पीपल, इट इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल ऑफ अस. We are all party to the situation that our country is in. We are all party to the situation that our house is in. It's not just me. It's me, my brothers and sisters, my parents, my relatives, all of us that lead to the situation that we live in. The same way, हमारे society में जो भी हो रहा है, it is all the people who reside in that society. हमारे state में जो हो रहा है, वो it's all because of the citizens who live in that stage. And पूरे world में जो हो रहा है, वो सारा is an impact because of what we have done individually and what our ancestors and parents and grandfathers and grandmothers have done in the past, right. so ये जो arrow of life है, the combination of the outcomes of all the individual actions that people have performed in the past and that coming across as we live. So that is the arrow of life resulting in certain situations, and of course our past actions resulting in certain situations. But now that you are facing a particular situation and consequence, आपका free will उसमें कितना है, how much impact can your free will create, आप में कितना freedom है to impact that situation now that you are facing it? Zero. We did discuss this in the previous session as well, but मैं बस एक summary चाह रहा था आप सबको एक देने का as we start this 18th chapter and 14th session कि all that you can do if you are facing a particular situation and consequence, all that you can do is be 100% aware of it. ये है क्या, इसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है, इसके मायने क्या है, ये हुआ कैसे, इसको अवॉइड कैसे किया जाए, इसके ऊपर काम कैसे किया जाए, व्हाट इज़ द पॉसिबिलिटी दैट आई हैव टू काइंड ऑफ वर्क अराउंड इट, बिकॉज आप उसको यू कैन नॉट मेक इट नॉट हैपन, राइट. वो हो गया है अभी, अब कोविड हो गया है, अब आप सडनली कल उठो और कोविड हो ही ना, ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता, नो मैटर हाउ मच यू विश एंड ड्रीम, बट ऐसे तो नहीं होगा, राइट. नाउ वी आर विद इन इट, वी आर ऑल फेसिंग दिस सिचुएशन. अब इसके काउंटर्स हम इंडिविजुअली अपने एक्शंस में क्या कर सकते हैं, दैट इज़ द ओनली फ्री विल यू हैव. right? So awareness, being aware of what it is and what it means to you, what impact it will have on you, that's one thing you have to be clear about. And second is acceptance and adaptation, because बहुत बार हमने डिस्कस किया है पहले कि we live in a denial. We live a life where we deny the reality of life and existence. हम कहते हैं कि नहीं है, मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं है, मेरे साथ ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है, सब अच्छा है, बुरा कुछ है ही नहीं, right? That denial is the worst form of living, because आप एक झूठ जी रहे हो, you're living a lie, that is, nothing can't be worse than that. So acceptance of what it is, and then adaptation to it, because now that you have accepted that it is what it is, the only thing you could do is adapt to it, that you align to it, or you change yourself, or find a work around or do something about it, right? But आप सिचुएशन को तो चेंज नहीं कर सकते, आप अपने आप को चेंज कर सकते हो, अडेप्ट कर सकते हो उस सिचुएशन को लेके, राइट? सो ऑल दैट यू हैव विथ यू गिवन अ सिचुएशन एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंस इज अवेयरनेस एंड देन एक्सेप्टेंस एंड अडेप्टेशन, राइट? दिस इज क्लियर. नाउ द सेम थिंग, एंड द सेम थिंग कैन बी अप्लाइड टू पीपल एज वेल, बिकॉज आप जिस माता पिता के के यहाँ पैदा होते हैं, वो आपकी चॉइस तो नहीं है, right? The soul has found the right womb, to be born, for sure. But then now that you're born, these are your parents. This is your life. This will be your upbringing. This is the lifestyle you are born into. This is the culture you're born into. This is the religion that you're born into. This is the house you're born into. Now you don't have a say in it, right? Now what do you do with it? How do you act on it? How do you work on that is up to you. Adaptation is up to you, right? You can choose your wife, you can choose your in-laws, for example, right? So that's the context here. Second is qualities. We did discuss about हमारा जो physical qualities है, that I think you should be able to relate, because it's a scientific scientific fact as well, कि दैहिक heritage, the genealogy, the genetics gives us our physicality, डिफ़ॉल्ट फिजिकलिटी. हमारा जो लीनिएज है, मदर की तरफ से, फादर की तरफ से आने वाला, दैट लीनिएज, दैट जेनेटिक हेरिटेज गिव्स अस आवर फिजिकल डिफ़ॉल्ट्स, वॉट एवर आर द फिजिकल डिफ़ॉल्ट्स. हमारी आँख ब्लू है, नाक शार्प है, रंग काला है, गोरा है, क्या है, वॉट एवर इट इज़, दैट्स गोइंग टू बी गिवन टू अस बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट बिकॉज ऑफ आवर फिजिकल हेरिटेज, जेनेटिक हेरिटेज, दैहिक हेरिटेज, देह का हेरिटेज, राइट? बट देन there are certain qualities, the gunas that we discussed, the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic gunas, और उनके हमारे default tendencies, impulses, instincts क्या है, ये कहाँ से आते हैं? ये आते हैं हमारे जैविक हेरिटेज से. हमारा जो जीव है, हमारा जो एक इम्प्रिंट ऑफ सोल, एक सोल जो है, एक इम्प्रिंट ऑफ इम्पल्सेस, इंस्टिंक्ट्स, डिज़ायर्स जो है, दैट वुड हैव काइंड ऑफ कंटिन्यूड फ्रॉम आवर प्रीवियस बर्थ एंड प्रीवियस लाइफ. उसका एक कंटिन्यूम है, एक कंटिन्यूम है कि जो वी गेट एज अ हेरिटेज, विच आर क्वालिटीज, विच आर द गुणास दैट वी गेट. अब इसके ऊपर अपना फ्री विल क्या है? इसके ऊपर अपना फ्री विल 100% है. वन, वी कैन बी अवेयर ऑफ इट कि हमको मिला क्या है. नंबर टू, वी कैन वर्क ऑन इट एंड चेंज इट इफ द नीड बी बाय कॉन्शियस एक्शन. एक होता है एक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ ड्यूटी, की वी रियलाइज these are the qualities I have had, these are the strengths that I have, these are the default tendencies I have, and my obligation is towards my own self, swadharma. Just go back to the earlier sessions where we discussed swadharma at length, including the swadharma tool, and think of it this way कि आपका सबसे पहला responsibility in your life is towards your own self, fulfilling your potential, fulfilling the capabilities you have, fulfilling the obligations you have, the responsibility you have towards your own self is the first duty that you have, right? And उस ड्यूटी को फुलफिल करने के लिए इस गुणों का कैसे यूज़ किया जाए, इसको कैसे लेवरेज किया जाए, दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट थिंग कॉन्शियस एक्शन के टर्म्स में, कर्म के एक्शन में, कर्म के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. द सेकेंड इज नाउ वेदर यू वांट टू प्रोग्रेस ऑन दैट, यू वांट टू बिल्ड इट फर्दर प्रोग्रेसिवली, और यू वांट टू रिग्रेस ऑन दैट. और ये भी हमने पिछले सेशन में देखा है, राइट? 17th 16th चैप्टर्स में इन द प्रीवियस सेशन, दैट ये प्रोग्रेशन क्या है, रिग्रेशन क्या है, राइट? दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट यू हैव. अब इसमें आप देखोगे कि बिकॉज द सिचुएशन एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ओनली एज मच एज यू कैन डू, व्हाट आर द टूल्स दैट यू हैव. आपके पास कौन से टूल्स हैं जो आप यूज़ करो? आपके गुणास. दीज आर द गुणास दैट यू हैव. दिस इज अ क्विक चार्ट दैट वी वेंट थ्रू इन द प्रीवियस सेशन. तो आप लोग जो अभी ये डायरेक्ट 18th चैप्टर सुन रहे हैं, 14th सेशन सुन रहे हैं, आप प्लीज़ 13th सेशन सुन ले, बिकॉज इसमें हमने ये जो गुणास हैं इनका बहुत डिटेल में एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया है कि वर्शिप के टर्म्स में डिस्टिंक्शन क्या होता है फॉर एन इंडिविजुअल हु इज़ मोर सात्विक और मोर राजसिक और मोर तामसिक, फूड के टर्म्स में कैसे डिस्टिंक्शन होता है, मोटिवेशन के टर्म्स में डिस्टिंक्शन क्या होता है, एक्शंस के टर्म्स में डिस्कशन क्या होता है। और उसी को आई वांट टू कंटिन्यू बिकॉज 18th चैप्टर में भी इसका एक एक्सप्लेनेशन श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को दे रहे हैं। व्हाट इज इट दैट श्री कृष्ण इज टेलिंग अर्जुन? डिस्टिंक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ आपके जो डिफ़ॉल्ट गुण हैं, या तो आप बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट सात्विक है या राजसिक है या तामसिक है, और ये कैसे डिसाइड हो रहा है? आपके जैविक हेरिटेज से, right? Because of your past birth and the default imprints that you were left with when you died in the previous birth, that has to continue now and you get those things by default. तो आप by default या तो सात्विक है, तो राजसिक है, तामसिक है, इसको आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करें? आप कैसे समझें कि आप इसमें से कहाँ, हाउ, वेर यू आर फॉलिंग इन, राइट? तो उसका एक एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया जा रहा है कि अगर आप if you work in your life, if you are compelled to act on certain things by a sense of duty और विदाउट डिज़ायर्स एंड आउटकम्स, विदाउट कि मेरे को ये चाहिए, मेरे को वो चाहिए, या मैं ये करूँगा तो मुझे वो मिलेगा, इफ़ आई डू दिस आई गेट दैट, विदाउट एनी ऑफ दोज डिज़ायर्स एंड सेंस ऑफ आउटकम्स, इफ़ यू आर परफॉर्मिंग अ पर्टिकुलर एक्शन sheerly out of a sense of duty, sheerly because these are the qualities that you have inherited, these are the strengths that you have, this is the purpose that you have while you were born, and you are compelled to act on that as a sense of responsibility towards your own self out of swadharma. If that is what is compelling you to action, then you have a sattvic tendency, right? लेकिन अगर आप you are compelled to action because of a certain perception about success and failure and pain and reward, because maybe you want to perform a particular action because you feel that with that you will achieve something, you will be praised, you will get the recognition and all of it, you will get the desired outcome, you will achieve certain things that you want, you will achieve the ambition you want, or you think of not doing certain things because of pain, because of failure, कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, what if people don't praise me, what if people rebuke me, with all those thoughts in your mind, if you are compelled to act or not act, then that's a rajasic tendency. And if you are acting purely out of instinct, just like animals, भूख लगी तो खाना चाहिए, purely out of desires, whatever your sensory inputs are telling you to do, you're doing it impulsively, instinctively, out of ignorance in terms of not knowing what your qualities are, not knowing who you are, not knowing what your swadharma is, not knowing what your purpose should be, not knowing that you can be conscious being rather than being led by impulses and instincts. If you still act on certain things, then you have a tamasic tendency. Right, we have discussed this at length in the earlier sessions, but the 18th chapter is kind of a sum up of all that we have learned in the earlier 17 chapters, right? So इसीलिए आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें repetition देख रहे होंगे, but it is only going to help you all because एक single slide में आप सारी चीज़ों को एक साथ reassess कर रहे हैं अभी, right? As we are closing in or concluding on the chapters. The second dimension is of knowledge. आप किसी इंसान के बारे में या किसी इवेंट के बारे में, किसी सिचुएशन के बारे में कैसे इन्फॉर्मेशन लेते हैं, कैसे सोचते हैं, कैसे इन्फरेंस करते हैं, उसका आपका नज़रिया, पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है. इफ़ इट इज़ नॉन ड्यूअलिटी एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव इंटरप्रिटेशन, व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट मीन्स दैट यू आर कॉन्शियस कि अगर सामने कोई इंडिविजुअल है, अगर कुछ गलत भी कर रहा है, तो वो इट इज़ ही और शी इज़ इन अ जर्नी टूवर्ड्स प्रोग्रेशन. It's because of the situations that he or she was in, because of his or her ignorance that he or she doesn't know any better, he or she doesn't yet know that he or she can be conscious, that he or she can control the desires, control the sensory inputs, act consciously, work for the better. ये अब तक सामने वाले को पता ही नहीं है, वो मौका ही नहीं मिला है, वो मैच्योरिटी नहीं आई है, वो ग्रोथ नहीं हुई है, ना स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ हुई है, ना इंटेलेक्चुअल ग्रोथ हुई है. एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट, यू एम्पथाइज, एंड देन यू कंसिडर the qualities rather than the individual. जैसे पसायदान, ज्ञानेश्वर जी ने बहुत ही प्यारी सी एक पोएम लिखी है एट द एंड ऑफ हिज ट्रांसलेशन एंड कमेंट्री ऑन भगवद गीता, जिसका नाम है ज्ञानेश्वरी. ये मराठी लिटरेचर का बहुत ही गोल्डन सा एक एपोक कह सकते हैं आप, कि जहाँ पे एक छोटे से टीनेज बच्चे ने जो ज्ञानेश्वर एंड जिनके ऊपर आजकल बड़े लोग पीएचडी करते हैं और उनका एक श्लोक समझने के लिए पूरा लाइफ निकल जाता है. वो एक छोटे से बच्चे ने छोटी सी उम्र में पूरे गीता के ऊपर एक कमेंट्री लिखी है, ट्रांसलेशन लिखा, और जब उन्होंने वो पूरा कर दिया उसके बाद उन्होंने पसायदान लिखा, विच वॉज लाइक a request to the divine entity, to the supreme consciousness कि please, now that I have given this creation of ज्ञानेश्वरी to you, I am offering this to you, please in return gift में मुझे बस ये चीज़ दे दो. और क्या मांगा उन्होंने अपने लिए कुछ नहीं मांगा, उन्होंने मांगा पूरी कायनात के लिए, पूरे यूनिवर्स के लिए उन्होंने चीज़ें मांगी. और उसमें से एक चीज़ आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है नोटिस करना. व्हाट इज इट दैट ही आस्क्ड? ही सेड कि इफ़ देयर आर इविल पीपल अराउंड, देन उनमें से वो इविलनेस निकाल दो, उनको मत निकालो. डोंट डिस्ट्रॉय द इंडिविजुअल्स, डोंट डिस्ट्रॉय द इविल पीपल, डिस्ट्रॉय द इविलनेस विद इन देम. So that is the perspective of quality. That is a sattvic perspective. Ki rather than saying the individual is bad, you are saying that there is a bad quality within the individual. This is a very different perspective to carry, right? और इसी का opposite है कि the individual is bad, the individual is wrong. There is a subjectivity there. There is no objectivity, right? And there is no distinction about that. At the end of the day, we all are kind of enlivened by the same supreme consciousness, whether it's an animal, whether it's a human being. There is no sense of equality. There is a sense of distinction, there is a sense of differentiation, and there is a sense of individuality. जैसे मैंने कहा कि the individual is wrong or the individual right. If that is your perspective, then you are a rajasic person, right? And the third is tamasic, which is purely the knowledge is also purely based on gratification. आदमी मेरे काम का है कि नहीं है, अच्छा बुरा, ऑल दैट इज़ इमटेरियल. मेरा जो करंट डिज़ायर है, मेरे जो इम्पल्सेस है, मेरे इंस्टिंक्ट्स हैं, उसके लिए ये काम का है कि नहीं है. If that is my approach to people, if that is my approach to situations and things, then I am a tamasic individual, right? So that is dimension of knowledge में distinctions कैसे हैं, right? Intellect, how do you process information, how do you assess, analyze things. So if you are analyzing purely based on, and how do you decide what is the right action and what is the wrong action, how do you decide what you're doing is the right thing to do or not, इसके पीछे के perspectives क्या है. अगर वो perspective है कि आप whatever you decide to do is based on whether it is a part of my duty or not, it is a part of my responsibility or not out of I want to achieve something, or I have a desire to get something, I want to achieve a certain outcome, not because of that. It is purely because of whether it is my swadharma, whether it is my duty, and whether it is aligned to the purpose I have for the life that I have, and is it for the larger good. अगर इस sense में मैं evaluate कर रहा हूँ the do's and the don'ts, then I am a sattvic person. If I am evaluating it, surely कि मैं evaluate कर रहा हूँ, I have that vivek buddhi कि whether what I am doing is right or wrong, but I am confused, I am not very clear because I am not yet completely sure of my swadharma and purpose and all that, but I have an ambition, I have clarity about, I want to achieve something, I have a desire to get something, I want the recognition and praise, and I want to kind of fuel in my pride, and with that, if I am pursuing something, it may or may not be aligned to my swadharma, it may or may not be aligned to my true purpose, and because I am not aware of it as yet, I'll always be confused. मैं करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, दिल कुछ और बोल रहा है, दिमाग कुछ और बोल रहा है. And that perspective if you carry, you want to assess कि मैं जो कर रहा हूँ सही कर रहा हूँ कि गलत कर रहा हूँ. You want to assess, but you're not able to do that because you're not yet sure about, you have not thought through about swadharma, purpose and all that. If that is the kind of person you are, then you are a rajasic person. And if you are not even thinking about right, wrong and all, you're just doing it because you feel like doing it, you have an impulse and instinct for it, then you are a tamasic person. आप विवेक बुद्धि यूज़ ही नहीं कर रहे हो, है आपके पास में, लेकिन आप यूज़ ही नहीं कर रहे हो, आप सोच ही नहीं रहे हो कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो सही है कि गलत है, right? You're just doing it because you feel like doing it, then you're a tamasic person. Fortitude, एक sense of I'll continue doing what I'm doing irrespective of success and failure. ये जो determination है, ये जो commitment है, ये जो एक capability of patience and perseverance है, ये अगर आप में आ रहा है because you have control over your mind, because you have control over your senses, because you have no attachment to a specific desire and outcome, and you're doing whatever you're doing out of a sense of duty, come what may, failure आए, success आए, I have to do it, it is my duty and I'll continue doing it, then you are a sattvic person. And if you're doing it out of, अगर आप continue कर रहे हो despite failure and success, purely because you have a desire to achieve something, you have ambition and you're open for sacrifice कि कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है, so I'm okay to lose this as well, but I'll achieve this. If you have that sense of commitment to a desire and ambition, and that's why you are okay with continuing with all the tough challenges and problems and all, then you are a rajasic person. And if you are doing certain things only because of inertia, कि यू डोंट वांट टू चेंज व्हाट यू नो, क्यों चेंज करना, जो चल रहा है वो चलने दो, यू नो, इफ दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ एटीट्यूड यू हैव फॉर कंसिस्टेंसी, कमिटमेंट एंड ऑल, देन दैट्स inertia, right? It's not out of any higher purpose. It is purely because you don't want to change, you know, जो चल रहा है वो चलने दो, then that's a tamasic tendency. And the last and the most important is, जो आपने अगर पिछले सेशन में, if you were following me, I made a clear distinction between pleasure and happiness. You know, there is a I made a specific and deliberate distinction between pleasure and happiness. कि मैंने कहा था सात्विक people pursue happiness and it's the tamasic people who pursue pleasure. और वो मैंने उसको डिस्टिंक्टली आइडेंटिफाई किया था व्हाट इज़ व्हाट. तो अब उसी डायमेंशन में, प्लेजर के डायमेंशन में अगर आप देखो तो द सात्विक पर्सन would pick up something, you know, do something which seems poison at first, but in a long term it is elixir, it is good. अब एग्जाम्पल देना है तो आई कैन गिव एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एक्सरसाइज, right? If I do an exercise, you know, it pains me, it troubles me, it's I have to take time out for certain things which is not necessarily, you know, I feel good about it, you know. At times there's a pain, there's inertia, दौड़ रहा हूँ, पाँव दुख रहे हैं, हाथ दुख रहा है, you know, I'm picking up weights, I'm sweating, you know, the body is aching, but I continue doing it, and what's the final outcome? It is poison at first, right? Because it's tough, it is not easy. It troubles me while I do so, but at the end I get the right body, I get the right fitness, I get the right stamina, I'll get the right strength, you know. So the start is poisonous, but then at the end I get all the good results. And it can be for everything, you know. Office mein, if the boss is you know, possibly making a wrong choice, taking a wrong decision, and you as the next in line or the next in reporting hierarchy, if you are communicating to the boss that hey boss, you are doing something wrong, it's a difficult thing to do, it's poison at first, but eventually it will be पॉजिटिव. आप कह सकते हो कि यार मेरे को निकाल देगा जॉब से, मैं अगर बॉस को, यू कैन डिसाइड हाउ टू कम्युनिकेट इज ऑलवेज विथ यू, right? But the positive thing of it is because you will feel that you are aligned. See, remember, when you think of every action that you do, every action that you take, अगर आपको लग रहा है बॉस कुछ गलत कर रहा है तो आपको वो चीज़ गलत लग रही है बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टन रीजन, राइट? दैट रीजन इज बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अलाइन टू योर स्वधर्मा एंड इट इज़ नॉट अलाइन टू योर पर्पस. और उसके बाद अगर आप वो बॉस को बोल रहे हैं और अगर बॉस नहीं सुन रहा है एंड बॉस आपको निकाल भी रहा है, दैट्स गुड, because that means you are no more a part of an organization which, you know, you felt unaligned to, misaligned to, right? Now you'll figure out a job, a company or a boss who's aligned to your Swadharma, who's aligned to your purpose, and where you will get the opportunity to pursue your Swadharma and purpose. So in the long run it's still good irrespective of what happens out of it, right? So these decisions are tough decisions because initially आपको लगेगा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, but at the end it always works out. Long term it always works out. So poison at first and elixir at the end, you know. Agar if that is the approach to, you know, seeking pleasures and gratification and peace, then that's a sattvic tendency. If it is elixir at first and poison at end, you know, for example, मैं मिठाई का खा रहा हूँ, I'm eating high calorie food, I'm eating tasty food, you know, fast food, you know, it is good for taste, but then it is very bad for my health in general. Right? If I'm sleeping, not exercising, it is good for me. I get my rest, I get to enjoy, but then, you know, it is bad in the long run. If I don't study, if I watch television, play, you know, and ultimately I fail in the exam, right? So whatever I like doing in the short term, but in the long run it is negative, that's a rajasic tendency, right? And the tamasic tendency is poison at first, poison at end. जस्ट थिंक ऑफ यू नो स्मोकिंग, ड्रिंकिंग, यू नो, आप जब पी रहे हो तो कौन सा उसका टेस्ट अच्छा है, राइट? यू नो, बट यू वांट द किक दैट यू गेट आउट ऑफ इट, you know. So it's poison at first and it's poison at the end as well, no matter how much you feel good about it, but you know, you being taken away from the reality into some, you know, virtual world of you know, feeling the high and all that. It's not good for your body, good for your mind, good for your intellect anyways, right? So that is the tamasic tendency to pursue something which is not bad and in the first place, which is not good in the first place, and which remains not good in the long run as well, right? So this is a distinction between sattvic tendency, rajasic tendency, tamasic tendency. और इसका इतना डिटेलिंग श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को क्यों दे रहे हैं? He is from his end, from the Gita's context and Mahabharat's context, he's giving all this to Arjun because he wants to communicate to Arjun, hey Arjun, you are a sattvic person. Just think of all those things. Think of how you act, think of how you process knowledge, think of how you intellectualize, how you consistently and deterministically do certain things. Think of what kind of things you pursue for pleasure. If you evaluate yourself, you are a sattvic person, you are a person who's on a path of progression. Remember all the things that we discussed in the previous session. He tells Arjun that, hey, you are a person on the path of progression, then why are you confused about what is right and what is wrong? It's all clear. You have to fight this war, pick up your weapon and fight, right? So this is all that Krishna is doing it for him, but for us also he's giving us a path of figuring out ki main kahan fit ho raha hu, what is my tendency, whether I'm a sattvic person or a rajic person or a tamasic person, and then if I have to now be on the path of progression, what should I do? He's also communicating all of this because he's giving us those tools and inputs and insights so that we can understand our swadharma. हम अपने स्वधर्मा को तो पहचान ले, right? He's further giving us another aspect. जो कहते हैं इंडियाज कास्ट सिस्टम, ब्राह्मण, शूद्र, वैश्य, क्षत्रिय, इट्स अ कास्ट सिस्टम. इट काइंड ऑफ स्प्लिट पीपल इनटू डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स, एंड ऑल ऑफ इट, जो भी इसके ऊपर नेगेटिव कोनोटेशंस अभी हैं. दिस कास्ट सिस्टम वाज एक्चुअली प्योरली, हमने पहले भी देखा था, इट इज़ डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर, इट इज़ स्पेशलाइजेशन. It is purely out of specialization and nothing else. And division of labor is a huge concept now in economy. In economics, division of labor is a huge concept, right? One of the biggest, so-called discoveries of our modern, life. But more than that division of labor and specialization and economics and all of it, this is also one way of understanding our persona. All of you who understand marketing and sales and advertising and all of that, you should know कि हम हर इंडिविजुअल को किसी persona के साथ टैग कर सकते हैं कि ये इस तरह का आदमी है. And then now for that kind of persona, what kind of products will work, what kind of pitch will work, what kind of content will work, is what marketers do, is what advertisers do, and is what the sales people do, right? उसी context में श्री कृष्णा ने हमको दिए हैं ये 4 distinct personas कि अगर आप गुणास को इस individual aspect पे, action, knowledge, intellect पे, worship, food, motivation पे अपने आप को evaluate नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो then think of persona. आप देखो आप किस persona को align कर रहे हो. Are you a Brahmin? If you are a Brahmin, then you have control of the senses and the mind as your purpose. Austerity, purity, forbearance, uprightness, knowledge, faith, all of these constitute the duty of Brahmana, right? So he's telling you that, hey, there is some, there is one type of persona which is the Brahmins, and unki duty ye hai. Now you decide what do you align to. Do you feel that you are aligned to this persona? If so, then this is your duty. बिकॉज वो इफ़ यू देर आर ओनली 3 ways अबाउट इट. या तो आप बाय बर्थ क्लियर अबाउट योर स्वधर्मा, या तो आपने उसके ऊपर टाइम डाला है, इन्वेस्ट किया है, यू आर इवेल्युएटिंग योर सेल्फ, यू आर फिगरिंग आउट. वो स्वधर्मा टूल आपको मैंने कुछ पहले सेशंस पहले आपको बताया था. यू आर स्पेंडिंग टाइम ऑन इट, पुटिंग एफर्ट्स, एंड देन फिगरिंग आउट, येस दिस इज माई स्वधर्मा, दिस इज माई पर्पज, एंड दिस वॉट आई वॉन्ट टू डू. बट अगर आपको वो नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, इफ़ यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू इट, देन पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट जाओ, अपने गुणास को इवेल्युएट करो. आप सात्विक हो, राजसिक हो, तामसिक हो, क्या है क्या नहीं, देन ट्राई एंड कम टू स्वधर्मा. अगर वो भी आपको नहीं जम रहा है, then see if you can align to this persona, because then if you are aligned to a particular persona, you know what your duty should be. So if you are aligned to a Brahman persona, then you are a person of knowledge, then you can be a consultant, then you can be a thinker, then you can be a researcher, then you can be a man of intellect, right? But if you are a kshatriya, then the qualities that you have to pursue as part of your duty and swadharma are valor, invincibility, steadiness, adroitness, non-fleeing in the battle, generosity, lordliness. देखो अभी qualities हैं. ये qualities doesn't mean that you have to fight a war and you have to be in army or police or what not, right? These are qualities. This means that you can actually be a salesperson, for example. Salesperson are the people who fight the war. Of course, they fight the war on the market field rather than on a battlefield. But the sales people are the kshatriyas within an organization. The management executives, the business executives, the strategists, these are the Brahmins. The customer service people are the Shudras. And the commercial people, are the Vaishyas, right? Is loose breakup, but all I'm communicating is that these are personas, these are personalities that you can figure out, hey, do I align to this persona or that persona? What will make me feel better about myself, what will give me peace if I am working on those lines, right? So think about persona. फिर persona से आपको शायद स्वधर्म समझ जाएगा कि आपकी sense of duty क्या है, आपको करना क्या है life में, right? Same way he has given us personas of Vaishyas and Shudras, that agriculture, cattle breeding, trade are the duties of Vaishya. Business, transactions, taking risks, putting or picking up resources, networking, figuring out the resources and amplifying it, scaling it up out of sheer efforts and determination and right focus. That's business, and that's the duty of a Vaishya. Entrepreneurs are Vaishyas. They take risks, and put their investments upfront and then try and make multiple X of those investments, right? ROI. And service, duty of a Shudra is one of the service, right? So अब आप decide करो, अगर आप स्वधर्म टूल से नहीं पिकअप कर पा रहे हो, इंडिविजुअल गुणास के थ्रू पिकअप नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो फिर पर्सोनास के थ्रू ट्राई करो पिकअप करने का कि आपकी सेंस ऑफ ड्यूटी क्या है. एंड ये क्यों करना है? बिकॉज the whole progression, the path of progression that we picked up or discussed in the previous session, that is a flow from being impulsive like animals, ahara nidra bhaya cha maithunam, living on instincts, living on impulses. यहाँ से तामसिक वृत्ति से आप प्रोग्रेस होके एम्बिशन पे जा रहे हो, पर्पस पे जा रहे हो, अचीवमेंट्स, प्राइड, सक्सेस, फेलियर, at least you are focused, if nothing else, at least you are conscious about what you should do and what you should not do. वहाँ से फिर finally you are getting into a sattvic tendency that whatever I am doing is for duty, whatever I am doing is not for success, failure, achievement, desire and all that. It is purely because I feel this is वॉट आई हैव बीन बॉर्न इनटू. ये मेरा देह मुझे मिला है, ये मुझे मेरा जैविक टेंडेंसी मुझे मिली है, ये मेरा देहिक टेंडेंसी एंड हेरिटेज मुझे मिला है, ये मेरे क्वालिटीज़ हैं, और इसको मैक्सिमाइज करके, मैक्सिमाइजिंग माई पोटेंशियल इंडिविजुअली, सो दैट अल्टीमेटली आई ड्राइव रिजल्ट्स फॉर द लार्जर सेट, larger good of larger people, of more people. उसके लिए मैं इसको यूज़ कर पाऊँ, right? If I am a successful businessman, if I am a Vaishya, and if therefore I am an entrepreneur, if I take risks and if I build a business, if I build an enterprise, I am not building that enterprise ताकि मैं millions of billions of dollars कमाऊँ, that I have a Mercedes, that I have hundreds of cars and fleets of cars, I have a huge bungalow, I have Antilla for example, right? I am doing it because that's my passion. This is what I like to do. This is what I have been born with. These are the qualities that I have been born with, right? So ऐसे नहीं है कि ब्राह्मण बेटर है, फिर क्षत्रिय है, फिर वैश्य है, फिर शूद्र है. There is no hierarchy. It's a persona, it's a grouping of duties that you're born into, and if you align to that, then living that life as a sense of duty, then you are an entrepreneur, not because you want millions of dollars, not because you want to be portrayed in a magazine as 30 under 30, 40 under 40, 20 under 20, 50 under 50 and whatnot, entrepreneur of the year award and all that. No, you're not doing it for it, you're just doing it because that's your passion, that's what you like to do, right? So ye persona alignment and living that persona as a sense of duty, then you're performing that role. आप एक वैश्य का, एक बिजनेसमैन का रोल परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं because this is what you are born as, right? And if that is what you're doing, then you are living a sattvic life, because now you are not doing it for desire, now you're not doing it for ambition, you're doing it because that's who you are, right? So ये progression है from being impulsive to being ambitious, focused on some desire, some achievement, ambition, and then going beyond that as well, then not even thinking about desires and ambitions and all, just performing the duty because now you have realized your swadharma and now you have realized your purpose, right? And this is exactly what Krishna is saying. Better is one's own duty, though ill done, rather than the duty of another. मैं हूँ तो भैया सर्विस का बंदा, बट मैं एंटरप्रेन्योर ऑफ द ईयर का अवार्ड देखा मैगजीन में, देखा कि कोई बिजनेसमैन हज़ारों कार लेके घूम रहा है, एंड अर्निंग मिलियंस एंड बिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स, एंड आई एम सेइंग मुझे भी बिजनेसमैन बनना है. But I don't have the qualities of a businessman. I don't have the gunas that are needed. I don't have the capabilities that are needed. I have all the shortcomings there, which very clearly convey that I can't be a good businessman. Then if I try to be a businessman, even if I make some decent success out of it, it is way worse than rather being a serviceman and not earning millions, but doing that duty the best way possible. And that is going to give us peace. आप अगर by tendency, by potential, by स्वधर्मा, by purpose, आपका जो sense of duty है वो align towards service persona है, लेकिन आप aspire कर रहे हैं achievement and ambitions of a businessman, of a vaishya, you might have success but you will not be peaceful. But if you kind of live a serviceman's life, you might not get success, but you will be peaceful. And peace is the key. Happiness is the key, not pleasure. Just go back to all the sessions, right? This is exactly what Krishna is saying. Better is one's own duty, though ill done, rather than the duty of another. Because that's what's going to give you peace, and this progression is what's going to take you forward. This is progression. This is path of progression. Impulse to ambition to duty. राइट. बट अगर आप कहें कि यार मेरे को ये सब करके भी समझा नहीं, मेरा स्वधर्म क्या है, मेरे गुणास क्या है, मेरे को पर्पस नहीं मिला मेरे लाइफ का, मेरे को मेरा पर्सोना नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, आई एम कंफ्यूज, आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू, मेरे को नहीं समझा. कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं, कर्मयोग बता रहे हैं, पर्पस बता रहे हैं, इंटेलेक्चुअली सब समझ गया, लेकिन मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा मेरा स्वधर्म क्या है, मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे नहीं समझ में आया मेरा एम्बिशन क्या है. इफ़ दिस इज़ अ चैलेंज दैट यू हैव, अगर आपका स्वधर्म आपको क्लियर हो गया, अगर आपको आपका पर्पस मिल गया, अगर आपको पर्सना अलाइन हो गया, अगर आपको समझ गया कि आपकी सेंस ऑफ ड्यूटी क्या है, देन तो फाइन, थिंग्स आर सॉर्टेड, नाउ यू कैन वर्क टुवर्ड्स योर प्रोग्रेशन. बट अगर नहीं पता चला, देन डोंट लूज हार्ट. वी डिड डिस्कस दैट इट इज़ अ प्रोग्रेसिव फेज. There will be a time when you will be born into a you will be born into a womb where you will get those swadharma and purpose clarity by default. You will get that tendency by default. You will get those qualities by default, right? Or you might get it eventually in your life itself. Life is a continuum. Don't think of it as those 60-70 years that you're going to live this life for. Think of your existence as something which is supreme consciousness, eternal awareness, pure awareness, which is enliving you. And this form, the naam roop, the maya that you are born with, it is just a fleeting momentary existence that you're currently. एक रोल आप एक फिल्म के लिए एक रोल कर रहे हो, बाद में कोई और फिल्म कोई और रोल, right? So if that is the way you think of your life, your existence, then don't be worried कि मेरे को स्वधर्म नहीं समझा, मेरे को पर्पस नहीं मिला. Remember one question that I had from Ketki in the earlier sessions कि what if I don't have a purpose? Why should I even worry about not having a purpose and think about मेरे को पर्पस नहीं मिला, मेरे को स्वधर्म नहीं समझा, मेरे को मेरी सेंस ऑफ ड्यूटी नहीं समझी, मैं क्या करूँ. Fine, if you don't have it, then do this. What is this? This is path of progression. If you don't have a sense of purpose, if you don't have a sense of duty, at least you can try and control your mind, at least you can try and control your senses, at least you can try and be steady rather than continuously pursuing the impulses and the instincts. You can at least consciously think, given the circumstances, given whatever limited I know, मेरे लिए क्या बेटर है क्या नहीं है. एटलीस्ट प्रोग्रेसिवली उतना तो सोच सकते हो आप. एटलीस्ट समथिंग यू कैन पिक एंड चूज. रिजॉर्टिंग टू सॉलिट्यूड, ईटिंग बट लिटिल, रिस्ट्रेनिंग द स्पीच, बॉडी, माइंड, ever engaged in introspection, always consciously thinking about what you have done so far, what more can you do, what better can you do, whatever you are yearning for, desiring for, is it genuinely aligned to your capabilities, is it genuinely aligned to your strengths? If you have any weaknesses, do you want to overcome that? With what will you overcome? Do you want to pursue pleasure, or do you want to pursue happiness, long term, short term? All of this you can still do it, right? It doesn't necessarily need alignment to Swadharma, because this path of progression will lead to Swadharma. Clarity on purpose, clarity of duty, you will get there. The progression will happen, and be patient about it. But जब तक वो नहीं आता, तब तक rather than complaining कि मेरे को स्वधर्म ही नहीं मिला, अब मेरे को गीता का क्या लेना देना. What's the point of Gita when I don't know my स्वधर्म? What's the point of Gita when I don't know my purpose? What's the point of Gita when I don't know my duty? अब मैं कर्मयोगा कैसे करूँ? Right? That's not the right sum up from Gita. That's not the right conclusion from Gita. Gita is giving you a path of progression. The ultimate is knowing your swadharma, the ultimate is knowing your duty, ultimate is living your duty rather than your desires and things. But अगर वो नहीं मिला है, तो at least you can pursue these specific qualities towards the path of progression. Now, but while we leverage the path of progression, there are two specific tools that we have to ensure that we access and use very well. The tools are renunciation and sacrifice. ऊपर से देखें तो आप कह सकते हैं कि renunciation and sacrifice are more or less the same things. और अर्जुन, इसीलिए अर्जुन भी confused है, और अर्जुन भी कृष्ण को पूछ रहा है कि ओ कृष्णा, I desire to know the truth about renunciation and sacrifice very clearly. Can you please help me know the distinction between the two? और कृष्ण जवाब दे रहे हैं कि the sages hold that sannyasa, the renunciation, is the giving up of all works which are motivated by desire. And the wise declare that sacrifice, त्याग, is the abandonment of fruits of all works. मतलब मोटा मोटी renunciation is letting go of the desires, performing an action as a sense of duty, and sacrifice is letting go of the outcome focus कि ये करूँगा तो मुझे ये मिलेगा. That माइंडसेट को लेट गो करना इज सेक्रीफाइस. और ये दोनों चीज़ों को अपने अपने लाइफ में अगर हम लेवरेज करना चालू करें, दैट इट सेल्फ इज़ अ ह्यूज बूस्ट टूवर्ड्स द पाथ ऑफ प्रोग्रेशन. मतलब ये जो चीज़ें बताई गई हैं, अलग अलग क्वालिटीज़ एंड एस्पेक्ट्स दैट वी हैव टू पिक अप, सॉलिट्यूड एंड ईटिंग बट लिटिल, इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, सबड्यूइंग द माइंड बाय स्टेडीनेस एंड ऑल ऑफ इट, इन सभी चीज़ों को एनेबल करने के लिए ये बस दो चीज़ें हैं जो इसके ऊपर अगर हम फोकस करें तो अपना काम हो जाएगा. बिकॉज इफ़ यू लुक एट इट इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे, अगर आप थोड़ा भी और सोचें, whatever we do in our life, whatever good, bad expectations that we have, whatever we suffer, and whatever challenges we face, lot of it comes because we want certain things to happen in a passionate way. We want something to happen, not necessarily out of proportionality of our efforts in it. मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाई की इसीलिए मेरे को फर्स्ट आना है और मैं आना चाहिए, ये आए तो भी थोड़ा तो वी कैन मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ इट, मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ दिस एक्सपेक्टेशन कि या बिकॉज आई हैव स्टडीड आई वांट टू बी द फर्स्ट, आई कैन सेंस दैट. बट विदाउट इवन स्टडिंग टू मच, इफ़ यू एक्सपेक्ट कि नहीं मुझे फर्स्ट आना है, that itself is a start of all the challenges, right? Because you will never be first out of that kind of disproportionality, effort versus outcomes की disproportionality में आप तो वैसे भी सक्सेस नहीं होंगे. उसमें when you add in the extraneous factors, right? क्योंकि आपका पढ़ाई समझ सकते हो कि आपने कितना पढ़ाई करना है, 8 घंटा पढ़ाई करना है या 10 घंटा पढ़ाई करना है. बट आप कैसे जान पाओगे कि कोई दूसरा बंदा या दूसरी बंदी 15 घंटे पढ़ाई नहीं कर रही है या 16 घंटे पढ़ाई नहीं कर रही है. So others are not in your control, you are in your own control. So at best you can decide how much study you can do. But for you to be first, you have to do better study and perform better than everybody else, which is beyond your control, right? And this is where the biggest challenge comes in. So the easiest way to come out of this cycle is not having an outcome focus at all. Have or try to gain pleasure and happiness in a process, इन एक्टिविटी रादर देन इन आउटकम्स. मुझे गाने में मज़ा आता है तो मैं गाऊंगा, गाने की वजह से मुझे फ़ैन फॉलोइंग मिलती है, 4 लोग अच्छा बोलते हैं, उसके लिए गाऊंगा तो आई नेवर बी हैप्पी, बिकॉज किसी को गाना पसंद आएगा, किसी को गाना पसंद नहीं आएगा. बट इफ़ आई लव सिंगिंग then my happiness is in my control because I can sing whenever I want, isn't it? So the moment we start enjoying the activities, the moment we start enjoying the process rather than the outcome, automatically our life becomes much more simpler and peaceful and happy, right? And the same way, if we cut down our desires and focus on a simplicity, जिसे आजकल minimalism भी कहने लगे हैं कि living life in a minimalistic fashion, focusing on things which are utmost necessary and letting go of everything which is good to have and not necessary to have. The moment you cut down on your desires, lot of things become much more easier, simpler and better. तो बस ये 2 चीज़ें भी अगर अपने लाइफ में अगर हम अपने आप में ढाल पाएँ कि रिनंसिएशन एंड sacrifice, even if these 2 things, just think about relationships. The worst of the challenges to the relationships come in because of expectations, because I want the other person to behave the way I want him or her to behave. I have made this error as well in my past and have suffered because of it. क्योंकि सामने वाला बंदा या बंदी क्या करेगा ये आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है, आप उनके लिए क्या कर सकते हो ये आपके कंट्रोल में है, right? And if you want somebody to behave exactly how you want them to behave, then possibly get a robot. But if you want an individual in your life, there will be clashes, there will be conflicts, there will be challenges. Now you have to accept and move on. Now either accept and move on or decide that it's not going to be aligned and be happy discontinuing the engagement कि ये relationship नहीं चलने वाला, we don't align, and be happy about it. खुश रहो कि भैया नहीं होने वाला हम दोनों का, it's not going to work because we are not aligned. There are only 2 options, right? But align भी नहीं होना, दूर भी नहीं होना, accept भी नहीं करना और साथ में रह के बस झगड़ना है. How dare you not do it the way I want? How dare you not fulfill my expectations? It's not going to give any peace to anyone, isn't it? So this very 2 specific simple tools, the simplest of tools, renunciation and sacrifice, इनको भी अगर अपने life में if we can somehow imbibe, that itself is a huge start towards the path of progression. Of course, that will lead to all the qualities that I've listed here. Eventually, you will reach a place where you will have a sense of duty. You will slowly progress from impulsiveness to focused efforts, and then to a sense of swadharma and purpose and duty, and that will lead you to, the control of gunas and senses and mind and all of it. So things will fall in place eventually, right? Or given all of this, given all that we have now understood in 17 sessions, in 17 chapters, and the 18th chapter today, and all the 13 sessions in the past and the 14th session today, ये सबको देख के अगर मुझे एक फ्रेमवर्क आपको देना है कि आपके लाइफ में कोई भी डिलेमास आएंगे, और ये फ्रेमवर्क मैं पहले भी डिस्कस कर चुका हूँ, बट आई एम रिपीटिंग दैट अगेन बिकॉज आई नो आज तो हमने सारे ही चैप्टर्स कवर किए, आज तो हमने सारे इंसाइट्स पिकअप कर लिए हैं, तो आज दिस इज़ द एंड ऑफ इट ऑल, ये कंक्लूजन है. सो फ्रॉम माई ओन इंडिविजुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ गीता, अगर हमारे लाइफ में अगर हमें कोई डिलेमाज आते हैं, तो इसके लिए ऊपर अगर कोई सिंपल सा फ्रेमवर्क फिट इन करना है, तो दिस इज़ द ओनली फ्रेमवर्क दैट विल 100% वर्क फॉर एनी डिलेमा दैट यू हैव इन योर लाइफ. वाई? बिकॉज आपके ऊपर कोई भी डिलेमा आता है, उसकी 3 ही डायमेंशंस हैं. या तो वो डिलेमा किसी सिचुएशन और कॉन्सिक्वेंस की वजह से आया है, या तो किसी थर्ड पर्सन की वजह से आया है, सेकंड पर्सन थर्ड पर्सन की वजह से आया है, या तो आपकी खुद की वजह से आया है. नाउ व्हाट इज़ द की थिंग यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, आपका कंट्रोल ये तीनों डायमेंशंस में किसके ऊपर कितना है. In terms of situations and consequences, 0% control. You can't dictate what situations come to you. Of course they come in because of your actions. आपके past actions की वजह से ही आपके future consequences and situations पैदा होंगे for sure. या तो there are other factors, जैसे मैंने कहा the arrow of life, बाकी पूरे combination of all the actions of everybody else in a society, in a public space, उनकी consequences finally आपके ऊपर जो हो रहे हैं और होते रहेंगे, because we are social animals and we live in a public life, तो उसको अवॉइड करना आपके हाथ में है ही नहीं. these are what they are, right? So 0% control. People के ऊपर 50% control, because some might be influenced, some might be impressed, some might be requested, persuaded and what not, and some might say कि irrespective of what you have done, नहीं मैं नहीं करूँगा जैसे तू बोल रहा है, या करूँगी जैसे तू बोल रहा है, right? So people 50-50 and self 100%. If you want certain changes to happen, you can make those changes happen with consistency, with effort, with dedication, with commitment, right? You will be able to, the fire in the belly, you will be able to achieve it. अब ये control factor अगर हाथ में अगर आपके clear है, if you know for a particular dilemma, situation के context क्या है, people के context क्या है, self के context क्या है, knowing completely about situation. So awareness is the first step towards everything. Awareness of the situation fully, awareness of the people fully, उनका qualities, उनके background, उनका context, why they are the way they are, empathizing with them and figuring out why they are behaving a particular way, right? So awareness about the people, awareness about the situation, and awareness about your own self, swadharma analysis, right? This is the first thing you can do given the situation, given the people that you have to work along, and given your own self. Now situation के केस में you have no other option but to accept the way things are. Once you accept, basically don't live in denial. Don't live in denial कि ऐसा है ही नहीं. Accept the facts that you see. No contradictions. If you see a certain thing factually, if you have assessed it, then you have to accept it. There is no way you can live in denial. Living in denial is the worst form of living, right? So once you know the situation, you are completely aware of it. You have to accept it and now decide whether you want to adapt to it or what you want to do with it, right? So that is the key. With people, you have to again accept, because you have to accept the fact that they can't be 100% in your control, and hence you can either persuade them, either influence them, or decide whether you want to accept them as they are, or decide that it doesn't align, so now you want to break the relationship and move on. There are only few options, right? And then another thing is acknowledgement, because it's always a two-way street in a relationship. Agar if you have to accept them for what they are also accepting you already for who you are. So without that, the relationship will never happen, right? It can't be one-way street ever. So if they are accepting you for what you are, then you better accept them for what they are as well, and have that acknowledgement clearly communicated both ways, because that's the way the relationship will move forward, right? So with people, awareness, acceptance, and clear understanding of whether you want to align or not, yes, no, and if so, if you want to align, then acknowledgement. Because let it be clear that fine, these are the things that I don't like about you, but I'm okay, I'm willing to acknowledge that you are also putting your efforts to accept me the way I am, and let's move forward, because you matter most to me rather than your other qualities, right? That's the better way to move forward in a relationship, right? And if it is the self acceptance, and then focusing on complete alignment of what? Alignment of swadharma, alignment of purpose, alignment of path of progression, alignment on qualities of sacrifice and renunciation that we have discussed so far, and alignment to situation and people around you. Once you are very clear about this one single thread cutting across everything, cutting across situation, cutting across people, cutting across your own swadharma, cutting across your own purpose, cutting across the rule of sacrifice, and the tools of renunciation and sacrifice, your job is done, because then the progression will automatically happen, and you will know what is the right step forward given the dilemma, right? अब tools क्या है आपके हाथ में in order to leverage for these things? Situations हैं, then the perspective. We discussed, right? 13.8 billion years of our universe existence, and our life is what, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. What is the this existence? It's insignificant when it comes to the largest of the universe, right? The expanse, the diversity of the universe, and whatever is happening to you, it must have happened to millions of others in the past, will happen to millions of others in the future, and might be happening to millions of others in the current time as well. So you're not unique, right? If you are suffering to something, somebody else is suffering. It's a way of life, it's a part of life. Just move on, accept and move on, right? This perspective itself is far more powerful. It gives you a lot of strength. And then work orientation, because now if this is the situation that you are in, at best you can do what you can do, what is in your control, and doing it irrespective of the outcomes is the right way you can do, is the right way you can move forward, right? People, if there are people figuring out that ultimately at the core of them they also have the same supreme consciousness that's enliving them, it's just that they have a different heritage of Dehic physical genealogy, and they have a different heritage of Jaivik heritage, right? So it's because of that, and the circumstances they were born in, situation that they were born in, the upbringing that they may have had, the cultural influences, environmental influences, societal influences, religious influences, and whatnot. There are so many things because of which they are what they are. Now you decide whether you want to continue aligning, not align. It's up to you. But now if you feel that you want to move forward and align, then also figure out whether the alignment is on swadharma or not. Because if your nature is such, your swadharma is such that your swadharma and purpose doesn't align to the way they are, that relationship is never going to give you peace and happiness. So you better decide whether you have to align or not. And then if you want to align, if you have decided irrespective you want to align, then focus on the work and not the outcome. Focus on, if you feel that there are certain things you don't like about that, work on that, continue explaining, continue influencing, continue persuading, and don't worry whether they are listening to you or not, they are acting on it or not, because outcome is not in your hand. Work orientation again. And the third thing, if it is your own self, then Swadharma tool, completely knowing about your own strengths and weaknesses, enablers and dissuaders, default tendencies, figuring out your purpose in your life, prioritization of what you want to do in your life, and then given now your understanding, focusing on the work and not focusing on the outcome. That's the best one can do. Now if you focus on these 3 steps in this particular fashion, and segregation of the dilemma in terms of situation, people and self, I can guarantee you that there is no dilemma on which you will not find an answer. And that's as simple as that, a conclusion of Gita. Conclusion of Gita is as simple as that all of us are in a journey. And there is no race. It is not a race, it's a journey. It means that कौन पहले पहुंचता है इसका कोई मायना नहीं है, कौन सबसे पहले पहुंचता है इसका कोई significance नहीं है, कोई importance नहीं है. It's a journey. Everybody is going to reach to a stage कि जहाँ पे they'll now focus on the moksha and achieve moksha. Right? But उस path में कोई आगे है, कोई पीछे है. Somebody is ahead, somebody is behind. And given that, knowing where you are, there might be people who are ahead of you, there might be people who are behind you. So not focusing on the individuals, but focusing on the quality. Realizing that ultimately the overall process is going to move from impulse, instincts to ambition, and then to duty, a sense of duty, focusing on work and not outcomes, building your capabilities and your spiritual strength through the path of progression, through the qualities that we have listed, identifying and realizing that it's your default gunas and tendencies that you have been born with, dehic heritage and the Jaivik heritage, which is giving you certain default tendencies, and now it's your duty also to rise above them, because you have that quality in you as human beings to be able to go beyond them, be able to control them, not losing yourself in the cycle of desires, being able to control the mind and your senses rather than your mind and senses controlling you, and then focusing on your swadharma, living your life as part of duty rather than towards a desire, towards an ambition, and focusing on work and not outcome. That's it. If you are able to do it, that's it. That's what's going to give you eternal peace and nothing else. And that's exactly the sum up of Bhagavad Gita. So much so that after these 18 chapters, when Krishna asks Arjuna that, hey Arjuna, are your doubts resolved? Are you now clear? Arjuna not only says that yes, but rather picks up the bow and arrow, and what happens later, right? The Pandavas win the war and they actually rule Hastinapur. No matter how much losses they had to bear, no matter how much loss to the kingdom the war kind of created, they finally stood up for the right and established a credence that सही के लिए कुछ गलत भी करना पड़े तो ठीक है, as long as it's the path of dharma, right? And that's the ultimate conclusion of Gita in terms of how Krishna lived by it as well, because Krishna को भी इस महाभारत के war में कुछ नहीं मिला. He didn't gain any kingdom, he didn't gain any glory, he didn't gain any money. He in fact lost all his soldiers, the entire Sena, Krishni Sena, Vrushni Sena, that was given to the Kauravas, because he was the only person fighting from the Pandavas. His soldiers actually fought from the Kauravas side, and he lost all those soldiers. There are hardly any people left after the war. So he in fact lost his soldiers, didn't gain any kingdom, didn't get any money. Why did he fight this war for? So it was surely not for outcomes. He did it purely out of a sense of duty, that given the situation, it was his duty to ensure that the dharma prevails, and he did all that it takes to ensure that the war doesn't happen. But when it was inevitable that the war will happen, he ensured that the war does happen and the dharma wins, right? So Krishna has not only conveyed this Gita to Arjun, but rather has lived Gita. All the प्रिस्क्रिप्शंस ऑफ गीता, जो भी गीता सिखा रहे हैं, स्वधर्म, पर्पस, वर्क, नॉट आउटकम, हर चीज़ को कृष्णा ने अपने लाइफ में जिया हुआ है. और अगर इसको बहुत अच्छे से समझना है, माई रिक्वेस्ट एट द एंड इज़ कि आप महाभारत भी पढ़े. गीता इज़ जस्ट वन स्मॉल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ महाभारत in a larger context is actually exemplification of the values of गीता. गीता में जो भी सिखाया गया है वो अलग अलग सिचुएशंस में, कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, कैरेक्टर्स के थ्रू हमको बहुत क्लियरली इलस्ट्रेट करके दिखाया गया है कि वाई द पाथ ऑफ गीता इज़ द ओनली पाथ टूवर्ड्स पीस एंड प्रोग्रेशन, राइट. सो माई रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू टूवर्ड्स द एंड इज़ कि गीता तो आपने अभी ये सेशंस के थ्रू कवर की है, आप महाभारत भी पढ़ें. वो महाभारत पढ़ें कि जो किसी का पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं है, किसी का अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है, बट वो महाभारत पढ़ें कि जो लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन है, बिकॉज द एक्चुअल महाभारत विल गिव यू फार मोर बेटर इनसाइट्स दैन समबडी एल्सेस वर्जन ऑफ इट. एंड ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है, इट्स वेरी मच ईजीली अवेलेबल. सो विद दैट आई थैंक यू ऑल फॉर योर टाइम, फॉर बीइंग विथ मी थ्रू दिस सीरीज, थ्रू ऑल द सेशंस. एंड एज आई मैंशनड, मैंने अपना ईमेल आईडी यहाँ पे दिया है, मेरा व्हाट्सएप नंबर यहाँ पे लिस्ट किया हुआ है. सो इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज, क्वेश्चंस अबाउट भगवद गीता, इफ़ यू वांट टू नो अ बिट मोर अबाउट एनी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक दैट आई कवर्ड थ्रू दिस सेशंस, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to respond and convey. With that, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Take care and have a great day and have a great life ahead. Cheers. Bye.